Hello, hello. We are going to give something new a try today, which is me showing you some software via my iPad. Okay, it is Wednesday. It's not Wednesday, it's Thursday, but it's WhatsApp. And I just want to check that it's coming through onto my computer so that I know that we are live. And if anyone's at home, you might get notifications and you'll be able to see me. Okay, just having a quick look at what that looks like. It's not too bad. If you maximize it on your phone, even better on your computer or your iPad. I'm not going to turn my bright lights on because I think they will wash the screen out. So it's a little bit shadowy around here, so I apologize for that. But I mentioned, I think a week or two ago, that I would share this with you. And to be honest, it's nothing else urgent or that I will need to show you right now, because we've got a few catalogues in preview for us demonstrators. So this is probably a good thing, good timing for this. Okay, so the Project Life app was created. Oh, I should put my notifications off, shouldn't I? That would be really handy. Let's see if I can put myself in silent mode. Don't know that I've ever done that on my iPad. Anyway, we'll leave it as it is for now. Hopefully we don't get any other notifications or rude messages. I've got both kids at home. Lucky me. Hey, Gail. Here I am. I'm waving at you. You can't see me, but I'm waving at you. Okay, Project Life app was created by Becky Higgins many, many, many years ago. It's had some, upgrades, etc., etc. You don't have to be a pocket scrapbooker to use Project Life. It is a great app, free for the most part. I have paid for some extras, but free for the most part if you just want to use it for formatting photos. Okay, and we'll talk about what that means in a minute. So this is the Project Life app. That's what the icon looks like. I've gone through and tested this out, sort of my iPad next to my phone, and whilst I'm showing you on my iPad, it looks almost identical. It's just when you open the Project Life app, these 4 options down here will be vertical, but most of the things look identical, which is great. So you can watch this on your computer whilst testing it out on your phone. Okay, so what we're going to do first is going to create, and from here you've got the option to create collages, an editorial page, which I think is somewhere where you can put writing in as well. I haven't even used that, and 4x6 prints. I do use 4x6 prints to format to 3x4s. If you haven't heard me talk about that before, if you haven't seen it before. So actually we might step through that very quickly now if you've never used this app before, so you can see the general mechanics, and then we'll scale it up to some collages. So if you want to see the different options for layouts, you've got this layout button down the bottom. I think you can see my finger there. Now you may not have all of the layouts that I have because I have paid for some. You will have quite a number here. So you've got full size, which really doesn't make sense for what we're using it for. 3x4s in vertical and horizontal. What would they be? 2x3s. So this is a great way to get smaller photos. 2x2s, you can combine a 4x4 with some 2x2s. So you don't have to fill them all. It will just print it white if you don't fill it when you're doing that. There are some sets with borders. I can't remember which of these I've paid for. I definitely have paid for some of these, and they're usually $7.99 Australian dollars for a set. So not cheap, but I use these a lot, or have in the past, so that I've chosen to pay for them. If you go to the mall, you'll see that there's other sets that you can purchase. All right, let's just stick with that for now. We'll stick with the one that I've got and say done. So how do you get your photos in here? You tap on any of the, what will we call those, grids, photo areas, photo wells, and then it gives you 2 options. One is to do some writing, which you can do, but I'm going to just show you the photography side or the photo side. So I press on the photo. What I love most, she says, nothing's happening. Here we go. Sorry, let's go back. Okay, so when you click on that, what I love most about Project Life is this lady is a scrapbooker, so she knows, because I've got a lot of albums, as you can see, but what does she do? She puts them in alphabetical order. And if you've got folders, so for example, I've got a folder called Projects and Pages. There's my Projects folder. If I go into there, then it shows me the albums that are in that folder. Not every app does this, and generally most apps don't put them in alphabetical order. So for somebody like me who's got lots and lots and lots of folders, it's really hard to find the one that I want sometimes. Okay, I'm going to go to my Pots layout library because I've got a lot of photos in there. Whoops, no, not Pots layout. Pots, it's Christmas print, because I've been doing updates for my Pots Christmas, and I've got a lot of photos here. I think I've already done these, but I'm just going to step through and use them anyway. So you go through, you find the photo that you want, and when you click on it, it will pop it in. Generally, if I just pick the 2 photos that I want first, and then I worry about, whoops, I have to tap on the other photo well. Then if you just tap in the blank area, it'll move that album away, and then you can come in and edit and zoom any of these. Okay, not that I need my husband's big head there any bigger, but you can see that you can now zoom in and zoom out to the maximum size of the images. When you've got the photos as you like them, so this is remembering just a standard 4x6 photo, you hit the little send box down the bottom here, and generally I don't save these 4x6s in terms of saving them in the app. I just export, and then I hit image, and then it'll pop me up with some iPad. Now this is iPhone options. In gallery, it would probably be save to gallery, or just save image, it would go to your gallery, but save image will send that to my photos apps, and you can see there it's been saved. Okay, so if we went to my photos app now, hopefully I haven't got anything in there that you shouldn't be seeing. Photos, and we went to my most recent, you'll see that there is the photo in my, oh, too many kids at home. The internet is a little bit slow. Our phones have been down this morning. Actual mobile phones, we weren't able to make any calls for a couple of hours. Okay, so there you see, there is the image. So I can now print that, send it off to my printer, printer at home, printer at Harvey Norman, wherever you do your normal printing, that's what you do. So that's the general mechanics. We go back now to Project Live. I will show you. So I'm just going to exit out that, and I will lose that. Okay, it's not going to save the formatting of it here. It's saved the finished product, if you like, and it does ask you if you want to come back, and it will save them if you want to come back. Are you done editing? I'm going to say yes because I don't want to keep it. Actually, I will just show you. It did save that. Generally, I don't bother because the 4x6s, I get them ready and it's easy to just reproduce them. Where it saves them is in your library and in pages. And I've got this in progress here. Actually, it looks like it didn't save it just to make a liar of me. Maybe because I said I was done, actually. But if you're looking for things that are in progress, it's in progress one. Okay. Okay, what I wanted to show you, because you've seen a lot of my layouts in my Christmas layouts, and I've done it in other years and other, it tends to be Christmas because my husband's family have a lot of photos, which is wonderful. You could also do it for a party theme. You might have just a lot of photos you've taken of grandkids or people's faces, people at a party, and it's a great way to get them all together, keep them small, but I guess edit each one as you go. So we're going to create, we're going to do a collage. Okay, so this is the one that has come up first. So it thinks you're doing a 12 by 12. So just be aware that because it thinks it's a 12 by 12, that it may sometimes give you a resolution or low resolution warning message. So sometimes when I bring photos in, particularly if I brought a meme in or something, which sometimes I'll do, let me just bring a couple of photos in like we did before. So I've clicked on the image, go to my Christmas print, and again, I often just dump them all in, obviously with a little bit more care. So this one down here is more of a landscapey photo. Here's another one, sort of more landscape because there's people side by side. Another landscape one there. So usually I just dump them all in, and I'll show you another little trick in a moment. Let's pick a couple now that are sort of more faces. What else have I got here? Some of these will fit well in this, and some of them I might get to this and go, actually, some of these I don't want. They're all quite landscape photos. So I'll show you in a minute how you can change it, even though I have popped all the photos in. So let's just pop a couple more photos in, and I will show you. Where's one I haven't picked yet? No, that one will do. Okay, so say I'm looking at that and going, oh, actually, these would look better landscape. So I want a format that is more landscape. So click on this, click on there to get rid of that, click on the edge to come back here, and I get my layouts option. So I can select another layout that has more landscape photos. So that would be one, but there are less images. This has a lot of landscape. This has more landscape, and less portrait. So that would be a good one to pick. This also would be a good one to pick. In fact, let's pick that one because it's got smaller landscapes and squares. And what it will do is take the photos that I already had selected and pop them into those spots. Now I think you can do, let's have a look, you can drag and drop. Okay, that's not a great fit there. So I pop, whoops. So pop and hold and drag and drop like that. It's probably not a good image to be in there, but you can rearrange them. So that one might look better down there. So once you've got them in, let's see what it does when you drag it to somewhere there's already a photo. I imagine it will swap. Must admit, I don't do that. There you go. So it's very user-friendly from a scrapbooker's point of view. Okay, so let's pretend now I have finished. Again, you can hit on each image. Oh, one of the other things that you can do, probably more so when you're doing that other 4x6 one, these little sliders here give you the option to edit and rotate. So you can do some photo editing in here. You can rotate the image, not that I would want to in this particular situation, but if it came in the wrong way, that's how you do it. And then when you finish, you just tap back out. The other thing you can do, this is the Project Life thing. Now let me think. So that's photos. This one here, go back and show what I did there. Tap on a square and then these little lines that look like writing. This gives you access to some free kits. So they're like pocket cards, if you like. There are a couple of free ones way back when I did purchase a couple. I'm not looking here for you to necessarily go buying lots of things, but occasionally if I want to fill a hole because I haven't got another photo, I'll use one of these plain ones and I'll put, is it this one here, a journal box in. So whether it be to fill it with black and white spots, not ones, they're grey ones, fill it with some journal box or put a little tag in like this one, and I can move that up. I know there's another one that has just journal squares. Maybe it's... Anyway, I don't want to spend a lot of time on that. I thought it was in there. Might be in this one. Oh, that's not the one that I thought I picked. Let's have a look. No, I can't find it. Doesn't matter. Anyway, you can fill this with some of the things that are free if you want to, and that's how it will print. So that's fairly light and hard to see, but we can zoom back down and fill that up. And then same thing. So when you are finished, tap there, tap the send button. First thing you want to do is export it, which is going to save the image. It's warning me here they're not complete. They're going to print as white squares. Click on yes for now, so I won't spend too much time on this video. Save the image, and then it's going to send it to my photo app again. What I would do if you're halfway through, and I tend to do this with the large collages, I also then just do update page info, which actually gives you the option to save it with a name. So Christmas test page, because sometimes my first draft, if you like, once I've saved it and I look at it in my Photos app, and obviously this one is not actually finished. There it is, it just popped in. When I go to look at it, I go, oh, actually, I could have done that better, or, oh, I've done that photo twice, or, oh, I've left this photo, I want to swap it out. So having it saved is really helpful, okay? So I could look at this and, again, pretend I've got photos in here and go, actually, I don't like that in the middle, or I don't want that photo there, it's really not suitable to that size. I can go back to Project Live it's still in here. Let's say that I had finished. Oh, are you done editing? Yes. But because I had saved it, if I go into library and pages, okay, it's come up in my in progress. Okay, but if I go to my square collages, you'll see there are all the collages that I have done to date. I'll just show you that one there. That's the one where I've popped in this box, and I've also added some text to it. So you can come back and modify them. So I went, oh, actually it's not 2011, it was 2012. So I can modify that. And they're just little these are just little text boxes. Okay. So that's a very quick, so I did mention it thinks you're printing a 12 by 12, but all you're doing is saving a square image, and then you can print it as an 8 by 8, whether you do that direct to your photo printing person or company, or whether you do it at home. Personally, I print them at home, and I'll pop, I just want to show you a couple of options here, other ways that I use these grids. So sometimes when I've been doing these, I've filled that, and then I just want another row. So I'm going to go to my Photos app, and you'll see some things that I have done. Let's see, here they are. I kept them, here we go, here. Okay, so this was that one you just saw that I had saved ages ago, and what I did was create another one with a couple of rows, and then I saved, what you do is duplicate the photo and then just save that. I'll show you what I mean. So I go to the three buttons up the top, and I can duplicate that. So if we have a look now, I've got two versions of that photo. I then take one of them, and just like you do normal cropping, I can do edit and crop, and then I bring this down. So if I want to save the bottom row so that I can print that like that. Now, you'd probably need to be either printing from home to do this, or you add each of these images onto a collage, okay, and then print them like that. But I wanted the border around them all, so that will then save me this. So you'll see I've got a couple of those. I wanted, when I was filling in my page, I wanted a vertical, no, that's horizontal bottom one, and I wanted a vertical one. So I did that. Okay, I hope that makes sense. What I then did, just to complete, I guess, the exercise for those that are printing at home, I popped all of those onto an A4 piece. Okay, so I popped my square photo, zoomed it up to 8 inches, because that's the finished product that I wanted, and A4 is just slightly bigger than 8 inches. And then I popped a couple of other photos so I didn't waste up there. And I don't know if I've kept it. Let me have a look. I might have other, I've probably deleted them, A4s, where I would just slot those in. I would just print each of these long ones and pop it on an A4. So I hope that's been helpful for you to think about that. Let's have a very quick look. If you haven't seen some of my layouts, I'm going to my layout album, and you will see some of the places that I have used these. So again, so lots and lots of photos. Imagine how many pages this would have taken, not to mention the amount of time it would take me to do all of these just for 1 year. And I think there was 2 layouts because there was even more photos. So a couple of, these were sort of like, let's get everyone into the 8 by 8, and then I had a couple of feature photos. Okay, so that's one. Show you another one here. There's another one. So again, a couple of my feature photos. There's an 8 by 8. There's one that was an 8 by 8, but I chopped off or edited off the top or bottom row because I didn't need as many photos, but I wanted to keep them in a similar sort of scale. Okay, and let's drew that in. Or what else have I got on here? That one, that one, that one, and I don't know about this one. No, that was one. So this is an alternate example. These are ones I printed a long time ago. I had to individually cut all those. They were 3 by 4s. Then I had to scale down to 3 by 3s. So it took me a little bit longer to do that, and the photos are much bigger. And yeah, I just find doing the 8 by 8. So I'm just going to see, I think I've got another one down here, which you've probably seen in some of my shares. There's an 8 by 8, which I'm really featuring. And then I've printed as, I can't remember what they were. They're not actually 3 by 3s, but they're close to 3 by 3s. So I hope that's been useful for you today. Project Life app is the one to look for. It's this little icon down here. You don't feel you have to pay. You don't have to pay Don't get the extras, okay? Start with the bare minimum because it's easy to go down a rabbit hole and offers you to buy things. You don't need to buy anything to use the basic features that I've shown you. You just don't add in the pocket cards unless they're free, okay? So yeah, if it says to buy, be careful because I don't think it tells you how much it is until you've actually bought it. All right. Hope that's been useful for you today. Stay cool this weekend. If you're not going out in the sun and haven't got some family Christmas thing on this weekend, maybe you can escape to your craft room with the air conditioner on and do some crafting. Let me know if this has been useful. I would love to see some comments below. I appreciate you, as many people as do, actually liking my videos. But if you actually comment below, it helps the algorithm and helps to tell Meta/Facebook that this was useful. It has some engagement and it will show it to more people, and that would be helpful both to them and me. Okay, have a nice day. Bye.